episodes because I talk about organizing your life, organizing your purpose, going after your goals, living a big life, mindset training, and all that stuff. So we're going to be working on planning for your comeback. So if you haven't accomplished 100% of the things that you wanted to, that's okay. If maybe 2022 didn't go 100% the way you wanted to go, that's okay. Maybe you started something recently and you're like, hey, you need a restart. That's okay. So let's plan for your comeback today. And of course, this is a healing session. So there's going to be some balancing. So you can check that out on Spotify, Apple, all the major places. It's called Organize Your Purpose Podcast by Jet Lachey. Check it out, check it out, check it out. You can use the link, my main link as well, and find it there. I want to also announce that we have a giveaway, and this is going to be, I think, this is the last week for the giveaway, and the giveaway is a free spot in the 2023 Fall Reiki Master Teacher Apprenticeship Cohort Group. I'm so excited for that, and those are for people who plan on being energy healing practitioners, and that is my 1-year program. So the program lasts an entire year, and I only take people, apprentices, once a year in the fall. So if you'd like to enter that, you're going to head on over to the Patreon community, the Reiki Healing Hope Patreon community, and answer the following question: why are you ready to be a healer? On the giveaway post. And you have until December 31st. In the first week of January, I will be telling you and selecting the person who has won. So I'm excited about that. Now that I've gotten all of those things out the way, if you're new to the community, you are now one of my babies. So new babies get one kiss on the forehead, and returning babies get multiple kisses, multiple love. Come on back anytime. It's your self-care routine, daily, nightly, or whenever you come to this place for some healing. So we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Excellent. May I touch you? Cool. Okay. You ready? Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so let's plan that to come back. So I'm just going to work on opening up little parts of you that's already ready. Because sometimes with the comeback, all you need is just a nice little jump start and a nice little reminder of who you are. You're ready for this. There's no obstacle that's too big to stop you. Just remember that. When you go through life, failing is good. And sometimes we call things failing when we didn't even fail. We're just literally in progress. And it might seem nice to want to get to the end destination and brag about it, but the journey is more important. You spend more time in the journey. So why not learn how to enjoy that journey, to love that journey, to get used to the experience of that journey, of that journey, of that journey. So sometimes during these periods you have to have an incubation period, and with this Mercury in retrograde happening on the new year, it happens December 30th, and then Mars still being in retrograde, it is not something that is expressed outwardly yet, but the work is being done inwardly. Inwardly. The work is being done on the inside. And just think about that. instant feedback, positive feedback. But that doesn't mean there's any failure. I want you to see your January and your February as opportunities to get to know yourself better, to get to know what drives you, to get to know what fills you up, to get to know what takes you to your next level, and work on it. Work on these subtle, energetic things. Your emotional responses, emotional reactions, emotional awareness, your mindset, belief systems, how you approach things, the things you say to yourself unconsciously that none of us can hear, as well as your physical actions or lack thereof towards a path, and all of those things that show up. In order for you to make this comeback, don't be afraid to be a little bit of a hermit, to sit and to reflect on moments in your life that worked out well, and maybe moments that you're like, don't really care for those. The most important thing is, though, whatever it is that you're doing, it should make you feel purpose. Like, there will be some times where it doesn't maybe feel as good, like maybe you don't feel like doing it, but you have to, or something like that. That's a good challenge versus you really just don't want to do it, you don't like doing it, you're forcing yourself to do it. That's kind of a challenge that's like unnecessary. But get familiar and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Show up to the space, show up to this life, show up to this experience, and don't doubt yourself. Okay? I'm so excited because there's two things that are happening that's going to be happening. I mean, there's a bunch of things that's going to be happening, but the two things that I can really kind of tell is by February, this energy that is both Mars and Mercury, you doing this work, it's really going to show, especially when it comes to building the life that you want, the foundation of the life, the legacy, things like that is really going to show. And then when that Saturn goes into Pisces in March, that'll let you know if you truly trust yourself, if you really have unconditional love for yourself. Because if you do, you will see a path through any challenge. Saturn can be restrictive, Saturn can be challenging, but Pisces is not restrictive. Pisces is boundarylessness. So one interpretation of that Saturn and Pisces could be, you have the ability to see through the restrictions. You have the ability to understand how to navigate those things. So instead of being mad or upset or just like that, how dare there be an obstacle, they happen, but you don't doubt yourself because they happen. Sometimes people knock their own self down just because there is an obstacle. Don't worry about that at all. So if you do these things, once those planets have those experiences, you'll be able to move forward. And for all my babies who are now leaving their Saturn return in Aquarius, you could say bye. You're not gonna see it again for another 20-some years. So for those leaving the Saturn in Aquarius, you can say bye. And for all my babies who are about to go through their Saturn return in Pisces, let me just give you some advice. It's not easy. It's big change, but it's not impossible. It's necessary. When you get to the other side, you will grow so fast, so quickly, so rapidly that you will be thankful and grateful for the experience, even when it was difficult, tough, and challenging. Those Saturn returns are one of the most impactful returns that we have because, as you know, Saturn is not an easy thing to go through. I'd rather go through a Jupiter return. But the key to very strong, very something that cannot be knocked over, something that you feel great accomplishment with, that is all around the corner, and that is that next chapter happening in March. So just know, if you're ready to move on, if you're ready to stop kind of going over the same old themes and step in to this new level, this new you, this new version, this new outlook, then it is ready for you. Your new life is waiting for you. And you get to change your approach. You get to switch it up for your own needs. You get to show up in a new way, in a way that is cleansing for your entire experience. It is going to work out for you. It is going to work out. And I say this all the time, things that are mystical and magical, they're pretty much practical. I think a lot of the things that we look at in the esoteric is really what our ancestors used to try to understand things that now I feel like we can quantify in science. There's a lot of things that we still can't measure in science, and so they still seem very mystical. But working with the universe is not rocket science. It's not complicated at all. It's messages and ways of doing things that you can find in any wisdom tradition. That's why you don't have to feel pressure of like, is this right? Am I getting this right? Am I in the right tradition? If it resonates with your heart and soul, then yes. Yes, whatever that is. Whatever you need it to be. Yes, the answer is yes. Because no matter where you go, no matter where you turn, the right answers will appear, and they are in front of you. Are you ready to take them? Are you ready to take them? Are you ready to grow? Are you ready to do this thing? Only you'll know that, though. So I want you to take 3 deep breaths here and anchor this in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Release. And final breath. Inhale. Exhale and release. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope that you feel connected to your experience. Again, anything you want, you can have. And sometimes it appears that the problems are outside of you when they're just inside of you. It might just be your emotions, your feelings, your mindsets, your thoughts that are limiting you versus actually things on the outside. Because there are sometimes when there are things on the outside that may be a roadblock, but with good mindset, strong emotional balance, you'll be like, I'm gonna figure a way around it, through it, under it, to the side, or turn around and go to another direction. So balance this on the inside, and everything else will follow, will flow, and will be and do what it needs to be. Well, babies, I look forward to seeing all of those who will be entering the giveaway on the Patreon community. Again, you have until December 31st. And for everyone else, love you, love you, love